Hello, everybody. And what we're going to be talking about tonight is why do starseeds travel in groups? We're going to go into that. We're going to go into the galactic battles, what it was supposed to be for us before we came here. How did we end up thinking that we're alone? Because some of us believe that. I'm a freestyle and I'm just going to go with it. Let that energy flow through me. And y'all gonna learn a few things. Okay, to start off, I guess I just jump right in. You are never supposed to come anywhere alone. You actually never come anywhere alone. And I know that sounds contradictory when we start thinking about the way that we come here through the womb of, our mother, But even in that area, it gets a little tricky too, because once you go through that portal, your memory of what happened previous is constantly being shaven off. And you would think that it's normal and it's supposed to be like that, but it is not. I'm going to tell you something. You were supposed to come here with your memory. You were supposed to remember. Now, not just because I had mentioned in the other video that one of the reasons why we don't remember our cosmic home is because it's been so long since we've been there. Okay. That means that the parasite has been constantly, with the help of other beings, meaning some deities, because you are a god or a goddess. Remember that. You are the original. With the help of others, have been constantly putting us in a loop. And by us being under the influence of what they call Maya and this matter assists, and this carbon assists in taking our memory away. And what has been happening is they have been playing on that thing and taking our memory from us. And we haven't been able to remember our origin. So when we go in front of these galactic groups that have been taken down one by one, that's the battle that's going on now. That's why it feels so much. That's why you feel so much pressure. The starseeds that you see, when you type in starseed, that is not them. That's you. It's not supposed to go to another race. It's supposed to go to you. That is your legacy. That is your information that has been stolen and has been presented to you in another face. And it's not supposed to be another face. They are the parasite, not you. And you need to watch the other videos to know the origin of the parasite and things like that. And then the way that you come into place, You are the beginning. I keep on saying that gods and goddesses are the beginning. So we have established that you never come anywhere alone. You're not supposed to come anywhere alone. And when you first started traversing in here, whether you was convinced to come here or not, you knew that you was coming with a group. But the more that you came and was re-looped into this thing, you started to believe that you came here alone. And that's right where they want you. Because when you believe that you're alone, you'll start looking at someone else and won't believe that you are a god. They put so many things in place so you won't find your identity. This is what they put in place. How can you be a god and you can't manifest this money to pay a bill? How can you be a god and you can't manifest yourself instantly to heal? How can you be a god and you can't resurrect this person or resurrect that person? How can you be? Now, those things are set in place for you to view them that way to take away your identity. And when you do produce some of those things, they take them to another dimension or put a veil over your face so you don't see the magical workings that you're actually doing. They stall all your spells and all your rituals. They hold them. So you can believe that you're not magical, and it takes you just that long to create something. They stall so you can look up to them and beg them for assistance when you're the god and you're the goddess. Now, it's different when it comes to your fellow starseeds, the true starseeds. It's different when it comes to them. They have separated y'all. And you may find that some of them, you might find a fellow starseed and not know that they're a fellow starseed and view them as an enemy. That was placed into place too. Your enemy may not be your enemy here, but they do not want other starseeds to come together. That's enormous amount of light. And I told you that's what they're after, our light. Our light is the source of creation. That is the source of creation. That's how you create all the things around you. That's how you always created the things around you. That is the monetary value, the light. That's what creates the money. And if you can't raise your vibration, which I already made a video about that too, about the frequency being set so low for us that we don't match the money. And if you can't match the money, you can't attract it to you. And no one can say that this is not a place that you don't need money. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And in some retrospects, you need a lot, depending on the situation. So it is needed. And I have a couple of notes here that I'm going to be reading off to you guys too. I'm going to talk about your departure when you first got here, right? Excuse me. When you first got here. Now we're going to talk about it after you had been through several loops, actually. If you're an old soul, man, you have been doing this so long. And sometimes I hate to say it, unwillingly, you were not conscious about the decision you made to come here. You may very well be still thinking about when you say it was my choice to come here. That can be the first time you ever decided to step foot on here, not the actual loops that came after. That's deep. But what we're going to talk about is after it's been a while of you re-looping and coming to this place. What had happened was that when you initially was going to depart and come into this space, you met with a group. And this group, by this time, them other galactic beings, non-starseeds, parasitic beings, were not your allies, but they were part of the groups. It was an infestation of galactic beings that mixed and intertwined themselves with the starseeds and was claiming your legacy. So they got to sit at the board and give say-so of what went on between the starseeds, how they would proceed forward, what type of monetary value they would have in these planes, and when they will go, and all this other type of stuff, right? So when you came, by your memory of the full process of how it goes, I want to pause, but I want to say something else. They got you in and out. You would leave one life and then go right back in before you can even have time to breathe. That's how many times you have been here. Don't listen to them say that you had a break, you had a rest, you stopped at a light and all that stuff. No. Starseeds, they rotated because they know every time that you rotate here, you forget more stuff. You forget about your cosmic home, and what they're trying to do is take it away from your memory permanently. Again, so they can sit on your throne and be in the front areas of your space in that cosmic place. They want to take your memory. But like I said, you're a warrior and you keep on rising. It doesn't stop. You'll regenerate regardless of what they do to you. It doesn't matter. So upon your departure, you had fellow allies that concealed themselves, that came in here with you, but did not let you know that they were coming, because they know that the parasites was on the board. And they was going to know who your ally was, who your strongest warrior was that actually came with you. You did not come alone. You're never alone. And your allies actually come here secretly to fight those battles behind that veil that I said is really not behind the veil. You know, it's thin as paper. But in here, they're trying to take away your vision as well. They tell you that it's wrong to see shadow people, that it's wrong to see things out of your peripheral. That makes you different or insane or something like that. No, what you're doing, you're seeing the truth of what's there. You no longer are having the illusion of Maya covering your face. Did you know that you're supposed to come in here and see everything? Your memory wasn't supposed to be taken, and your vision wasn't supposed to be taken. You're supposed to be able to see every orifice of this place. And something else that you're supposed to be able to do. Did you know that you're supposed to be able to hear those thoughts of others? Did you know that your thought, if you stop talking right now, if I stop talking right now and I started thinking, you're supposed to hear that as a conversation. Like we're holding a conversation with this. This is not even supposed to be needed. This is supposed to be a decoration. You're supposed to be sending out those vibrations of thoughts and things. This is how you're supposed to be communicating. But that's how far we have fallen. We don't talk the same. We don't think the same. We don't fly the same. We don't do any of that stuff. We don't even have the same knowing. That shows how far we have fallen. But it's not that we're not able to get up, because guess what? We're watching videos like this and we're not afraid to talk about them at all. But don't think for a second that it's not an ongoing battle. But yes, it definitely is. The parasites actually tracked you when you was entering here. Did you know during your mother's birth that a huge light blasted out when you came out of that vessel? A huge light. And see, they have that stuff in the Bible, but it's actually talking about all starseeds. Don't just look at it as Jesus' birth and things like that. Think of it as the starseed's birth. A huge light shot out of your mother's womb, letting the parasites know exactly where you were and your location. And once they had your exact location, because during your travel, it was you and your team decided to keep it a secret as much as possible. But by them being on the galactic board too, it was hard to keep it a secret. Majority of your departure was a secret. It wasn't known to them. They may have known the possibilities of the parents that you was going to choose and things like that was going to usher you in here. The vessel, that the parents that was going to make the vessel for you, they may have known that stuff, maybe. but nothing definite. When it went down, they had no definite information. None. They had only possibilities. And when I say it's just like in that book they call the Bible, it's just like that. Certain parts, they only had possibilities. So due to them only having possibilities of the different type of sets of parents that was going to be used, to make your vessel, they was checking all over this space, all over the universe for you, for all the star seeds. And once they located you, because I said once you came out the womb, a bright light, it was like an alert to them. They sent reinforcements, a lot of parasites to you, including deities that was going to be used to trick you. When you call on a deity or you look up certain deities, you don't look at them like you're the god. You don't look at them like you're the goddess. You don't look at them like you're the elder. You look up to them, not as an equal. And something is wrong with that. You are original God and goddess. You don't look up to anyone. You respect someone, but you don't look up to anyone, and you don't beg or worship them either. You would do those things only because your identity has been stolen. And a deal was made between the galactic groups and the deities to conceal your identity. And it had been working over and over and over and over again until now. Until some great cosmic event has happened and more of the information is just pouring out. And I am definitely one of them that's pouring it. That's poking the bear, letting it be known. I'm letting y'all know y'all identity. I'm not letting you fall asleep and forget. Because things has been going on and the shadows. Things that once you exit this body, you will be appalled at all the things that took place. All the things that maybe you participated in unwillingly. And they mix it up with your past lives. Yeah. But your legacy has definitely been taken. Definitely been stolen. And if you look at some of the images, they're not images of you. They're not images of anything that looks like you. They have us here striving to be them when they should be striving to be us in every form and every way. And that's just the truth. That's the fact. What else I have here? I have, let me see. Okay, I went over. I said your true identity was something that was never supposed to happen. You were never supposed to find out that you was a god and goddess ever. They had board galactic meetings about the star seeds and how to conceal their identity. Because if we found out who we were, they would have to move down. They are from here, not us. We are visitors. We are travelers. We are the stars. And we only belong in the cosmos, not below on the ground. And it's been a long time with this thing, as far as them concealing our identity. They wanted us to believe that we are human. And what is a human? A human doesn't fly. A human doesn't have X-ray vision. A human needs to use the bathroom. A human needs to eat. A human gets sick and is not able to heal themselves. That's a human. A human cannot leave. That's the number one thing they wanted you to believe. that you are human. So you would never know or never think that you can leave here, that you have free will and free choices. If you look at some of the things that you read or some of the things that you hear, it all directs you to someone else. And then they make it seem like they're all trying to help you. Look within. What does that mean? I don't need to look within. I can look up and out. Yes, you look up and look out and look further than the thoughts that they told you. Your identity was never supposed to be revealed. And I know it's days where you just do not feel like a god. You do not feel like a goddess. You feel like what? A human. And they will tell you that you are human. They would say that you're sick. They'll say that something is wrong with your mentality, your mental state, all that stuff. Once you start saying, I'm not human, they'll even scare you from it. But you have to hold on to that truth. You are a star seed. And not only that, some of the things that they have put into place as far as the different vices that kind of hold us down, that hold us back. They place that stuff into place, whereas it's hard for us to make certain decisions that a god or goddess would make. They placed us in situations where we had to do what it takes. You had to do things to survive. I had to do things to survive. And it wasn't always the easiest or the prettiest. But don't think for a second that they didn't place that stuff in front of you. They did. But you are woke now, and you will stay woke. You won't fall asleep. This ain't a message that'll just fly past your head like, I'm not listening to that. No. It goes deep. And like I say all the time, whoever is meant to listen will listen. Whoever is meant to hear will hear. We are woke. We're not going to sleep. And they can't trick us ever again.